Okay, our topic today is thermochemistry. Okay, whenever you see the word or thermal, thermal, it's related with your heat. Related with your heat. This exact chapter you will learn again in your Form 5 chemistry. So, Form 5 chemistry, you need the basic from here. This topic is very short. Okay, very short, and maybe we can end today itself. Okay, make sure the basic you understand well so that you can reserve it for your Form 5 chemistry time. Okay, right, let's learn about this. Before you go through the chapter, okay, this part, it's quite important part. Okay, see, sometimes you got play some do some exercise, and then you sometimes got injured. You normally will be provided between these two pack, hot pack or cold pack. This one you need to know what is the difference between them. You jangan apa ni salah guna, nanti habis luka kamu jadi double. Okay, thermochemistry is the study of the heat change. Heat change. Change means what? Either increase or decrease. Heat gain or heat loss. Okay, heat absorb or heat loss. Okay, thermochemistry is the study of heat change when chemical reaction occur. So most of the chemical reaction occur, either it will absorb the heat or releasing the heat. So we need to differentiate between these two type of reaction. There are too many applications of thermochemistry in our daily life, which include the instant hot pack and instant cold pack as shown in the photograph below. You must understand the hot pack function all because later in the exercise part, I included this one as well. Okay, instant hot pack. Hot pack means, okay, you can see this part a little bit kembung, When you press, this one all fully filled with water. Got a type of salt here. Sorry. Your salt all here. When you press here, the water or the liquid will puncture and then go and dissolve all the salt. When the salt is dissolved in the water or in the liquid, it will release some kind of heat, and then it will produce the heat sensation. Okay, that is what we call hot pack. Cold pack, on the other hand, is the same thing. Okay, your salt will be here, your water release, dissolve, and then provide a cold sensation. Okay, why this hot sensation and cold sensation will do? Okay, instant hot pack are used to release the heat into the surrounding. The heat released by this instant hot pack, okay, what is the function? Can relieve muscle cramp. Okay, when you have a muscle cramp, you use hot pack. And increase the size of the lumen in the blood capillary so that the rate of blood circulation through this capillary is increased. What they're trying to tell, whenever you have a muscle cramp, your blood capillary sometimes squeezed inside, okay, becomes smaller. So when you put the hot pack onto the capillary, it will dilate, become big or normal size again. So allowing more blood to flow, immediately relieve you from the muscle cramp. Okay. On the other hand, your instant cold pack is used, okay, this one to release heat, this one to absorb heat, and when it's absorb heat, this one won't become hot, it will provide the cold sensation. The imagine your heat around the cold pack is absorbed here, absorbed inside the cold pack. So the air around the cold pack will be losing its heat energy and hence become a cold air. That is the cold sensation. Okay, that cold thing is not coming out from the cold pack. It's actually air around the cold pack. Okay, it causes all the heat to absorb around it to absorb. Okay, the heat absorbed by the instant cold pack, this one we used to reduce the swelling of the wound, get rid heat from the inflamed tissue or body organs, and also to reduce the size of the lumen in the blood capillary, so that the rate of blood circulation through this capillary is reduced, and this help to stop bleeding. Ingat, so when you get your muscle cramp, your blood capillary squeezed inside already, so you need to dilate it, jadikan dia besar. Jadi you use hot pack. When you get muscle cramp, imagine you are using the cold pack, your capillary will shrink even more smaller and cause you more pain. So don't simply put ice to everything. You have swelling problem or bleeding problem, then use cold pack. Only muscle cramp, don't use the hot pack. Don't use the cold pack. Use the hot pack. Okay. In short, your hot pack is for muscle cramp. Your cold pack for your bleeding or swelling problem. Masalah bengkak. Okay. Right. So you already familiar with heat absorb and heat release here. Okay. Now let us enter into our topic. Okay. The first subtopic. I think one subtopic only. Okay, endothermic, exothermic. Okay, by the word endo and exo, we can know already what is it mean. Okay, see, endo and exo is a prefix. Endo means inside. Thermic is thermal, heat. Heat go inside. Okay, heat go inside. That means absorbing heat. Exo means out. Thermic means your heat. Heat out. That means releasing heat. Okay. Endo means absorb. Exo means release. Okay. Now, when sodium is added to the water, remember, sodium normally we will keep inside the paraffin oil because it is too reactive when exposed to air. It can cause an explosion. So that's why sodium is kept in the paraffin oil. So when the sodium you put inside the water, see, you can see the burning sensation here. Sorry, the explosion here. Okay, right. Name 3 forms of energy that release in this chemical reaction. Okay, so it should be the heat energy, light energy, and also it is an chemical, right? Sodium, so chemical energy. Okay, right. What form of energy is released or absorbed in the most chemical? Heat energy. Heat is the energy that normally particles will absorb or release, not other energies. Commonly lah. Right. Chemical reaction can be divided into 2. First one we call it exothermic reaction. Second type we call endothermic reaction. There they give you the same thing that just now I explained to you. Exo means outside, endo means inside. Okay, right. Sir, can we identify whether the reaction shown in the 5.1 is exothermic or endothermic? That's easy. We only need to detect the change in temperature of the water of the container. If the water in the container become hot, the chemical reaction is exothermic. If the water inside the container become cold, the chemical reaction is endothermic. Okay, what this Mr. Lim said. Okay, let's look into that. Okay, now the sodium you put inside the water, it cause a burning, right? A combustion, right? So later you test this water and see. Before you conduct the experiment, it definitely must be a room temperature, about approximately 28 degrees Celsius. So after burning, you check out the water with your thermometer. If let's say the water temperature increase, let's say 32 degrees Celsius, this is what we call exothermic reaction. Because the heat is released to the water, that's why water get hotter and the temperature rise. Let's say if 28 degrees Celsius, after you do any reaction and then you test the water temperature, let's say the temperature drop for instance to 25 degrees Celsius. So that means heat is absorbed from the surrounding. Heat absorbed, go inside. So endothermic reaction. So in short, when your temperature of water increases, exothermic reaction. Your temperature of water decreases, endothermic reaction. Okay, so roughly you have got the idea, the difference between the exothermic and endothermic reaction. All right. Now they are not done with that. Okay. Now I would like to ask a question. Name one measuring device that's suitable for determining exothermic and endothermic reaction. Okay, you say you want to measure the temperature, right? Of course, it will be thermometer. Okay, a rise in the reading show the heat is released into surrounding. This is an exothermic reaction. On the contrary, a drop in the reading will show heat is absorbed, hence it is named as endothermic. As I talked before this. Very good, let's carry out the experiment 5.1. Okay, right. We want to compare and contrast the exothermic and endothermic reaction. Okay, let's see. Your hypothesis is exothermic is a chemical reaction that releases the heat to the surrounding, while endothermic is a chemical reaction that absorbs the heat from the surrounding. Okay, now what we are going, this experiment is very important one. You must know which chemical when mixed with water release heat or absorb heat. Okay, so the manipulated variable is the type of chemical you are using. Your responding should be your final temperature. Your temperature can tell endothermic or exothermic. The constant variable should be the volume of water. If you keep on changing the volume of water, it do affect the experiment. Okay, the materials that we need. Okay, what are the chemicals we want to test? Sodium hydrogen carbonate powder, sodium hydroxide, ammonium chloride, sodium hydroxide solution, and hydrochloric acid. Okay, and hydrochloric acid. Okay, now what you need to do, first you take a polystyrene cup. Okay, why polystyrene cup? Okay, polystyrene cup reduce the heat loss. Okay, please write down reduce the heat loss to surrounding, and by that this can increase the accuracy of the experiment. This can increase the accuracy of the experiment. Because sometimes we do this experiment, the heat can be also lost to surrounding quickly. So you don't use other cup, use the polystyrene cup. You even want to increase your accuracy, you wrap the polystyrene cup with a piece of towel or cloth. Don't let the heat lost through the radiation like this. You all learned already, right? Heat can loss in three forms: conduction, convection, and radiation. To prevent that, we use the polystyrene cup. Okay, use 50 ml of water and then leave the water of the polystyrene cup for 2 minutes so that the temperature become room temperature lah, 28 degrees Celsius or 27 degrees Celsius. Record the initial temperature reading of the water, should be 28 or 27 lah. Should be 28 or 27, they never mention here. Unless you are living somewhere else. In Malaysia, 28 and 27. Record the initial temperature. Okay, done. Then add 2 spatulas of sodium hydroxide into the polystyrene cup and then stir the mixture. Okay, stir the mixture until all the sodium hydroxide dissolve in the water. Okay, you test with the sodium hydroxide. Now, after you stir everything, you record back the temperature. Okay, now remove all the water and repeat the experiment. Use other chemical substances. Okay, right. So repeat step 1 and 5, replacing sodium hydroxide with the ammonium chloride. Okay, the one with water, okay, we want to test with water is sodium hydroxide and also ammonium chloride. Ammonium chloride. Okay, sorry, ammonium chloride. I go and write the formula pula. Ammonium chloride. Okay, next, the other remaining chemical substance we want to put inside the acid, not water. Okay, now measure and pour 25 ml of hydrochloric acid, leave the acid and then record the initial temperature of the acid. Now you mix with the sodium hydroxide. Okay, your acid and your sodium hydroxide is alkali, remember. Okay, indirectly they do a neutralization process. Okay, this is example of neutralization. Okay, and then same step, record the maximum or minimum temperature after you adding, and then repeat the step by using by replace the sodium hydroxide with sodium hydrogen carbonate. So totally we got 4 types of experiment here: sodium hydroxide plus water, ammonium chloride salt plus water, hydrochloric acid and sodium hydroxide. This is neutralization. Hydrochloric acid and sodium hydrogen carbonate. Sodium hydrogen carbonate is actually the soda lah. Bicarbonate, we call soda bicarbonate, right? Same thing. Okay, right. I have a result, sample result I have done last year. Okay, wait, let me show. Please record down. Okay. Okay, the initial temperature for all the water or mixture, water or the acid, everything 28 degrees Celsius because room temperature. Okay, but what this is the example of result. Okay, sodium hydroxide and water, you see the temperature rises from 28, it goes 35. Therefore, this is an exothermic reaction. Ammonium chloride or any ammonium salt. Sometimes they will use ammonium nitrate, sometimes they will use ammonium sulfate. Tak kisah. Kalau kamu jumpa ammonium, dia akan jadikan sejuk. 28 degrees Celsius, it become 20 only. That means heat is absorbed. Heat is absorbed. Okay. Banyak orang keliru. Okay. They tell me exothermic is actually heat absorbed. Sorry. Endothermic. Endothermic, heat is absorbed. If heat is absorbed, isn't it the chemical substance should be, the temperature is higher? We are not talking about the chemical substance. We are talking about the temperature of air or water, the surrounding temperature, not the temperature of the substance. Jangan salah tafsir. We are talking about the surroundings, not the chemical substance itself. So heat is absorbed by this chemical substance, so the surrounding become cold. So endothermic. hydrochloric acid plus sodium hydroxide, the temperature rise. So exothermic reaction, heat is released. Hydrochloric acid and sodium hydrogen carbonate, this will resulting decreasing in temperature. Decreasing in temperature is endothermic. Okay, endothermic. Okay, please copy down ready the result of this experiment. Okay, now let us continue. Okay, at the end you will find out this is exo, sodium hydroxide plus water. Ammonium, apa-apa ammonium is endo. Neutralization is exo. Hydrochloric acid and sodium hydrogen carbonate is endo. Okay, next question. Let's see the questions first. After that we see the example, then application. I think end ready the chapter. That's it. Very short chapter. Okay, but then the questions are not that easy. Let's see. Okay, is the hypothesis of the experiment is accepted? Of course. What is the conclusion? Whenever they asking conclusion, follow your hypothesis. Hypothesis and conclusion normally will be the same. Okay, your conclusion is exothermic reaction is a chemical reaction that release heat to the surrounding, while endothermic reaction is a chemical reaction that absorb heat from the surrounding. Okay, right. Next question. Okay, I think I have these questions all inside the exercise. We will discuss at there. Okay, maybe I discuss roughly only lah. Okay, whenever see the word operational definition, yes, but it's not the normal definition. Operational definition meaning what? You must know first. Definition based on outcome or result lah. Result of the experiment. Don't give the book definition. The definition according to the result of this experiment. Okay, for example, what is the operational definition for the release of heat in this experiment? Heat release means what? According to this result, heat release means your temperature increases after a reaction take place. That is meant by heat release. The temperature of mixture increases after chemical reaction took place. What is heat absorption? The temperature of mixture decreases after the chemical reaction took place. Something like that. Okay, you just bina ayat. You make sentence with your own creativity, but make sure you define it according to the result of experiment here. Okay, so what happened to the temperature shown on the what happened when the temperature shown on the thermometer is at maximum or minimum? So when the temperature is at maximum, heat is released. When the temperature is at minimum, heat is absorbed. Okay, so because why the heat is released? Because it is an exothermic reaction. Why heat is absorbed? Because it is an endothermic reaction. Okay, state the criteria used in this experiment to classify the reaction. Exothermic means the temperature reading rises. Endothermic means how you classify, the temperature decreases. Okay, list the exothermic reaction in the experiment, already list out. And list the endothermic as well, list out ready. How can the accuracy of the maximum or minimum temperature be increased? Okay, I just told you how you can increase even more. You can wrap the polystyrene cup with a piece of a thick towel. This will reduce the heat loss to the surrounding and increase the accuracy of the reading. That's how you explain. Don't worry, we will repeat this question all in our exercise. Okay, now we know already when the temperature increase. Okay, listen. Exo means temperature maximum. Okay, release heat to surrounding. Endo. Endo means temperature down, drop because absorbing heat from the surrounding. Okay, these are the key things lah. Right. Next, example of exothermic and endothermic reaction in daily life. Okay, for example, okay, let us see. The first one, firework display. Any combustion, any explosion, anything burning. Okay, any combustion, any explosion, any burning is exothermic. Exothermic. Therefore, this is exothermic. Photosynthesis, we all know it will, our chlorophyll will absorb the sunlight, so absorb the heat as well. Hence, photosynthesis is endothermic. Okay, photosynthesis is endothermic. All right, that's why when you stand below the tree, under the, not below the tree, under the tree, okay, you will feel a bit cooler because the leaf will absorb all the heat. Endothermic. So the surrounding air should be cooler. That's why we encourage you to plant tree. Okay. Next, cake baking. Okay, cake baking. Baking, frying, all like cooking. Use all heat, same thing. All right. And for respiration, you boleh test sendiri. You cuba hembus you punya nafas keluar. You can feel the heat. So heat is released. Exothermic. Okay. So we will see more of this exo and endo in your exercise. Okay, your textbook only give you this 4. All right. And then there is an extra activity for you to study the engineering design to solve problem in daily life. Okay. Produce material to relieve muscle cramp. Muscle cramp, we need to produce what? Hot pack. Okay, how you do the hot pack? How you design it? Designing question I already included in my exercise. Produce an emergency lamp when there is a power failure. This one I forgot to include, but during the exercise I will explain to you how. What are the chemicals we need? Design a container that can maintain high or low temperature. Okay, this one got inside our exercise. So you want high temperature, make sure it's an exothermic. You want low temperature, make sure it's an endothermic. Okay, don't worry, I will provide the exercise based on this activity. And hence, end of the chapter. End of the chapter. Okay, so in short, thermochemistry is what? The study of heat change that occur when chemical reaction take place. So how the heat change can happen? First, the heat can be released into surrounding, or heat is absorbed from the surrounding. If heat is released, it's called exothermic. Example, example, burning of paper. I already tell, any burning, any explosion, okay, any burning, any explosion, combustion, exothermic reaction, bomb explosion, respiration, neutralization, already told you, which cause what? A rise in temperature where in the product of reaction. Okay, right. Whereas when the heat is absorbed from the surrounding, it will cause an endothermic reaction. For example, photosynthesis, absorbing heat. Cake baking. Cake baking is not like burning. Okay, cake baking, endothermic. Remember this process? Extraction of iron from iron ore. Yes, the reduction with the coke is also an endothermic reaction. Dissolving any ammonium salt in water is also endothermic, which cause a drop in temperature in the product of reaction. Okay, and then we got so many things. The exercise will be testing you a lot. Although the chapter is very short, but the application is a lot. Application is a lot. So that's why we need to try different kind of questions for this. Okay, now take out the exercise I gave you. All right, guys. Okay, here is the things you need to do. Let us settle all the direct question first, the section B type and the short answer questions all. Okay, sometimes certain things you cannot understand, just leave it. Okay, I will get back to you. Question 1 you can do, question 2 you can do, question 3 I think I arranged everything. Question 4, until question 7, I think. 4, okay, question 4, and then question 5, question 6, I don't, question 6, and then question 7. Do the first 7 question, all short answer questions all. Okay, then we will enter the structure type. All the structure type I put at the end only. Okay, do the first 7 question, guys. Start now. Okay. Question 1, Aridif.
Fill in the blanks with the correct words.
Okay.
A reaction that involves the release of heat to the environment is known as exothermic reaction.
Yes, very good. Exothermic reaction. Proceed.
A reaction that involves the absorption of heat from the environment is known as endothermic reaction.
Yes, that is what we call endothermic reaction. Okay. Question number 2, Ishwar.
Complete, compare and contrast the endothermic and exothermic reaction.
Hmm.
It is absorbed.
Heat is absorbed for the endothermic. Yeah. For exo,
Heat is released.
heat is released. Okay. Second one.
Uh, the product is that's not hot or cold like that answer.
Yes, yes, correct.
The product is cold than the reactants.
Yeah, colder than the reactant.
React- the product is hotter than the reactants.
Yeah, the product is hotter than the reactant since you release the heat. Okay.
Outer walls of reaction container field decreases to the touch.
No, 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 no. Let's say you mix something endothermic inside the polystyrene cup. You touch the wall of the polystyrene cup. You feel colder or hotter?
Hotter.
Endothermic hotter ka?
Sorry, colder, colder.
Colder. Okay.
So
For exo,
hotter.
hotter. All right. And okay, that's all for question 2. Question 3, Tan.
Mark tick for the exothermic reactions.
Hmm.
Hmm. Exothermic heat.
You dah buat kan tadi? What is the answer?
No, I confused the cold pack and hot pack again.
Okay.
But combustion is exothermic, right?
Combustion is exothermic. Hot pack is releasing hot.
Oh,
Sorry. I mean the hot air. So it should be
hot pack.
exothermic. Okay.
Mm.
So this is exothermic. Remember, and this is to relieve muscle. You get relief from muscle cramp. Relief muscle cramp. And this cold pack is actually endothermic, and this one for swelling and bleeding. To reduce it lah, to reduce the swelling and bleeding. All right. On the other hand, the cold pack, cold means endothermic, and photosynthesis also cold. Because why cold? It absorb all the sunlight already. All the heat energy from the surrounding. So the surrounding will be cooler. Okay, not the leaf, the surrounding. We are talking always about the surrounding, not the chemical substance. Okay, and part B. Continue.
An endothermic reaction absorbs heat.
Absorb heat
The surrounding temperature will decrease.
will decrease. Okay, thank you. Now, question 4. Adif?
Mark, correct. The correct statement when sodium hydroxide is dissolved in water using the following apparatus. The,
Sodium hydroxide dissolved in water. Okay,
the polystyrene cup becomes hot. Correct.
correct. Because this is exothermic. Okay, sodium hydroxide you plus into the water. Just now I teach you in the textbook. This is a exothermic reaction. Okay, then
Heat is absorbed from the surroundings. False.
false. Heat should be released into the surrounding. Okay, so wrong this one. Next,
An endothermic reaction occurs. False.
false. This is an exothermic. Next,
Reading of the thermometer increases. Correct.
correct. Reading of temperature thermometer increase. That means heat is released. Okay, and part B.
Write exothermic or endothermic to represent exothermic or endothermic reactions in everyday life correctly. Bake a cake, endothermic.
Bake a cake, endothermic. Correct.
Condensation, endothermic.
Okay. You tell condensation is endothermic. Okay, let us see. Okay, this one you just use your Form 1 knowledge. Solid, liquid, gas. Okay. Solid go to liquid is melting. Liquid go to gas is evaporation, or sometimes we known as a boiling. Gas to liquid is condensation. Remember this, and then liquid to solid is freezing. And also we have solid to gas is sublimation, and gas to solid also sublimation. Okay. So what's the point here? Okay, see here properly. Solid becoming liquid, heat absorbed for melting. Liquid becoming gas through boiling or evaporation, also heat is absorbed. Okay, then only the liquid can become gas. Okay, gas becoming liquid or liquid becomes solid, the reverse of the arrow. This one all heat is release. So heat release for the condensation, for the freezing. Freezing is heat is release. You release heat, then only you can freeze. Okay, you release heat, then only you can condense. So copy these, very important one. So condensation, exo or endo now?
Exothermic.
Yes, exothermic. Burning,
Exothermic.
exothermic. Evaporation,
Endothermic.
endothermic. Rusting,
Exothermic.
rusting, it's a new thing for you. Remember, rusting is actually exothermic, because rusting is actually basically iron. You react with oxygen. Any metal react with oxygen is equivalent to combustion. Oh, since the combustion is very slow, taking years, so we name it as a rusting. Okay, right. Boiling of water,
Endothermic.
endothermic. Okay, please screenshot this, very important one. Okay, next part C.
Types of reaction uses exothermic reaction. Aspiration.
What they asking? You give the use of both reaction in our daily life. Okay, respiration. Okay, can? I mean, they asking process or wait? There are various use of. Okay, respiration can lagi.
Endothermic reaction is cake baking.
Okay, baking a cake. Uh, Another example for exothermic, you can also can tell burning of paper or fire, firework, firework, burning of paper. Okay, right. Thank you. Next, question 5. Ishwar.
Sir,
Ah,
how to answer for this question, sir? I don't know.
why? I mean, wait, saya salah tulis ni. Okay. This one release it. Okay. You bring the absorb heat is here. Okay. Release heat is here. So which one absorb heat?
Um,
When you dissolve in water.
Ammonium nitrate,
Ammonium nitrate. Lagi satu.
ammonium sulfate,
Very good. Ammonium. Anything ammonium is absorb heat. How is releasing it?
um, concentrated sulfuric acid,
Concentrated sulfuric acid and
sodium hydroxide.
yes, when you put sodium hydroxide or concentrated sulfuric acid inside the water, that means you dilute it lah. It will dissolve and it will release heat. Okay, question 6. Now we see the full set of the exo and endo. All right. Yes, Tan.
Dissolving potassium nitrate in water.
Hmm.
Dissolve.
Huh?
Uh, is this endo, sir?
Yeah, it is endothermic. Okay, potassium nitrate is endothermic. Okay, lagi. Next one.
Dissolving ammonium salts in water. Endo.
Ammonium salt, everything is endo. Burning of fuels.
Burning of fuels exo.
Exothermic. Next.
Dissolving sodium hydroxide or sodium oxide in water. Exo.
exo. Next.
Reaction between sodium and water. Endo.
Endoga.
Uh,
Remember, just now I show you the first experiment in the textbook. Burning, right? The one. Sodium burn, right?
yes, sir.
See here. This is the sodium plus water.
Oh, exo.
Exo. You can see the burning one.
Oh, if burning occurs, then exo. Oh.
Yeah. So you can write there. Reaction between sodium and water will cause what? Explosion or burning, right? So explosion or burning. So this should be exo. Okay, then
Exo. Neutralization reaction. Endo.
no. It's not in the
Ex-
textbook also I mentioned what? Acid plus alkali. This one all
oh,
exo.
exo.
Okay, next.
Dilution of concentrated acid.
Uh,
Exo.
exo. Okay, dilution means this acid you plus with water. Just now in the Ishwar's question we already know. See, concentrated sulfuric acid, when you add into dissolve in water, it become releasing it exo. Rusting.
Rusting of iron. Exo also, sir.
Exo, yes. Next.
Respiration. Exo.
Respiration, exo.
Decomposition of carbonate or nitrate salts by heat.
Hmm.
Endo, sir.
Yeah, endo. Okay, decomposition of carbonate or nitrate salt. This one, for example, you see the number one here. Put any nitrate salt. Salt means okay, what it mean by carbonate salt or nitrate salt? Some metal plus the word carbonate. Some metal plus with the word carbonate, or some metal plus the word with the nitrate. For example, calcium carbonate, copper carbonate. When you heat this salt, it become cold. The surrounding become cold. Same thing. Here you can see potassium nitrate. We just now mentioned endo. So any carbonate salt, any nitrate salt, you not add into the water. You straight away heat. It will be endo. Okay, photosynthesis.
Photosynthesis. Endothermic.
Endothermic. Reaction between
With
acid plus metal.
acid and metal. Endo also, sir.
Endo, yes. Endo also. Acid plus metal. Remember your form 2. Acid. When you chip in your metal, it will form hydrogen gas plus salt. Okay, plus salt. Okay, next another two more.
Reaction between so sodium hydrogen carbonate and dilute hydrochloric acid. Exo, sir.
Endo, just now you never write textbook
Endo.
one.
Wait.
Okay, in the textbook we just now discuss. Where is it? There. Hydrochloric acid and sodium hydrogen carbonate is endothermic. Okay, and one more.
Reactions between acid and metal carbonates. Metal carbonates. Uh,
Anything related with acid is exo.
exo.
But you got metal carbonate here, yes. The one, but this one is combined with acid. This one you straight away take the salt, heat it directly, not mixed with
Oh,
anything. That's the difference. Okay, this is exo. You baca question 6 sudah cukup. Kamu dah tahu what is endo, what is exo already. Okay, right. Thank you. Question 7, Ishwar. No. Aridev.
Put a tick for a true statement and a cross for a false statement. Correct the wrong statements. An exothermic reaction is a reaction that releases heat to surroundings. Correct.
Correct.
An endothermic reaction causes the temperature in the surroundings to fall, correct?
Correct.
An atomic bomb explosion is an example of an endothermic reaction, false.
False. Explosion is an
Exothermic.
exothermic reaction. Okay. Go
When
on.
solid ammonium nitrate is dissolved in water, the container that holds it becomes hot. Wrong.
Wrong. It become
Cold.
cold because it's an endothermic. And then?
Photosynthesis is an endothermic reaction, correct?
Correct. Okay. Right. I want to go through with the long structure question all next week lah. Okay. Don't want to do today. Today you just get to know what are the exo, what are the endo, what is the characteristic. That's alone. Okay, we will see the application part all on next week because two of you are not here, so I don't want to go for more important part. Okay, I stop here first. Man, you can have 5 minutes earlier break. Okay, see you on next class, and guys, take care. Bye, guys.
Bye, Jeff.